everyone, Bob back with my playthrough of Final Fantasy V, the Four Job Fiesta. And unfortunately, Angels and his friends Lenna, Galuf, and Faris, they're in some trouble right now. They have to escape Karnak Castle before it blows up. They only have 10 minutes to do it. And if they want to escape and get all the treasure, well, it's going to be quite an undertaking. So now a lot of these treasure chests are going to have monsters in them. So when they open them up, we have to do a little fight before we get the treasure contents. So the fights are usually the same. We can either run into like a group with the sorcerers and Karnaks, these Gigas monsters, or a sorcerer, Karnak, and a Gigas all together. If you run into one with the sorcerers and Karnaks, all you have to do is defeat the enemies other than the Karnaks, and when the Karnaks are alone, they'll flee. So you can save a little bit of time that way. So you'll also encounter some random encounters in here. The random encounters will always be the same. There'll always be a sergeant and 3 Karnaks. So you can just defeat the Karnak, and then defeat the sergeant, and then the Karnaks will run away. So these Gigas, if you have a blue mage, you can learn the arrow spell or the Arrow 2 spell off of them. So if you have a thief, you could steal elixirs really easily from these guys. So one way you can do is you can get into a fight with them, steal the elixir, then run away, then open the chest again, and you'll just keep fighting them over and over again. So you'll probably miss out on treasures like that, but you know, if you're not looking for the 100% treasure rating, then you get a lot of elixirs. So this is the common battle that you'll get if you just the random encounters. So you can always just take out the sergeant, and then all the Karnaks will run away. But the Karnaks are pretty weak, so if you want, you can just hit them with a spell like that and finish them all off. So yeah, we'll gain a lot of ability points here. Most of the thing is given like 2 or 3 ability points, so that's pretty good. So more Gigas monsters here. Usually take about 2 castings of a level 2 spell to take care of. So we're gonna have to use some of those ethers because we're gonna be using a lot of magic to defeat them. So I should probably look at the rods that I have equipped. That would help obviously increase the damage that I do. So those guys will always drop a giant potion, which doubles your hit points when used in battle, but you can only use that if you're a chemist or have the drink command, which you learn from being a chemist. So we won't be able to use any of those potions, so we'll just sell them for money. So now once we get to the main floor here, we want to go to the left, and there'll be treasures on the left and the right. We'll pick them up, and then we'll go outside, and we'll kind of do like this loop, because the 2 best treasures are basically kind of got to do a lot of run around in. So, but we'll clear out these first 2 treasure chests here, go outside, and then we'll go through the south, because the south will have another treasure chest there. We'll pick it up, and then kind of like in Tycoon Castle, there'll be a little way we can go onto the outside and get to the other side real quickly. Just save some space, so. Alright, finished off that guy. More giant drinks and elixirs. So we'll take this staircase out, and it'll be just like mirrored on the other side. But we'll get a different treasure here. We're gonna get another one of those elf capes here that increase our chance. Well, this is gonna be the second elf cape. We could have got the first elf cape back in War's Castle if we would have went down into the basement. The elf cape is really good because basically it's an accessory that you can put on your character, and it gives them a 75% chance to dodge physical attacks. So this could theoretically be the second one that you get. Like I said, the first one would be in War's Castle, but we have no way to defeat that Gargamish enemy that guards all the treasure down there. So we'll get that one later. So as always, you can always just defeat all the enemies, and the Karnaks will run away. And that might save a little bit of time. So there we go. And there we go. Got that elf cape. So probably throw that on Angels later on, because he's the only one in the front row. So we'll get some new jobs after this, like as always when the crystal cracks. But we won't be able to get the fire crystal job right away. And you'll see when the castle explodes, all the crystal shards will fly off. We'll only get 3 of them. 2 will fly off the screen, and those 2 jobs, the bard and the archer job associated with those crystals, you'll pick them up a little bit later. So even though we got our 3rd crystal here, we won't get our 3rd job for a little bit. So we'll be continuing to have this same group, 1 knight and 3 red mages. We'll keep mainly everybody red mages because they have to max their job level, they gotta learn the most job points. So, once you clear out the 3 treasures on the left side, head out the south door, go to the right, and we end up on the other side. It's, like I said, we only have to take like 3 steps to get to this side, so it's much quicker to do it that way than to go back down to the floor below and go to the right. Time is kind of the essence here, so if you got about like 5 minutes left here, you're pretty good. So we're about halfway clearing all the treasure, but there is a kind of a unique boss battle later on, so it's not necessarily the greatest indication that, you know, if you're halfway through at this point. You might need a little bit of extra time to beat the boss, if you want to beat the boss like the full way. So, but we'll talk about that later when we get to that chance. So, but like the other side, the left side, this side is going to have 3 chests. One's going to have money, one's going to have elixir, and then the other one, the 2 of the ones will have monster in the boxes. So there's that arrow 2 spell. It's a good spell to have if you're like a blue mage. Well, we don't have that, so we'll just stay as it is. So, alright, the geese is down. We get another giant potion and another elixir. Same thing. One of the random encounters, like I said, is the sergeant with the 3 Karnaks, and that's kind of like the boss. But what the boss is, if you let the sergeant stay a little bit longer, he'll transform into a different enemy. Which you might want to do if you have a blue mage, because that enemy has a good blue magic spell. You got the last bit of money there. Head up this way again. This way we're gonna run around. We're gonna get a really good knife, the Mage knife. It's like a defensive knife. So knives are good because pretty much every class can use them. So, and this one has, I think, a 25% chance. It's either 25% or 33% chance to block a physical attack. So between that and, say, like the Elf Cape, you have a really good chance to avoid physical attacks. So, of course, we have our Knight that can just use the Guard command to negate all physical damage to 0, so. And that, of course, is what all our red mages currently have on them for their secondary ability. And we'll let the doggy run away, because doggies are our friends. My brother is a dog, Spartacus. We get along okay. He sometimes just doesn't like my sister, Princess Guinevere, because Princess Guinevere likes to run around and be crazy, and Spartacus is an old man. He's going to be 16 next month, so. Alright, we can just head out this way. We'll get back to the throne room, or near the throne room. We have 2 more chests to go, left and the right. If you run out of time, the chest on the left is better. It has a magic spell, the cure spell, not the cure spell, the Insuna spell. Basically, like, heals all negative status effects. White magic spell. Unfortunately, we won't be able to use that because it's a higher level white magic spell that red mages can't use. Red mages can only use up to level 3 white and black magic spells, which is what we all have. So, Thunder Scroll, that's a ninja thing that you can throw. And I accidentally used an ether on angels there and bumped it, but that's okay. Money ain't too much of a problem for this party. So we won't have to buy any more spells. We got all the spells that we ever need in the game. The only other spells we're going to get will end up like kind of through mini quests. That mini spell and the toad spell. We won't have to pay money for them. Alright. There we go. We got that heal spell. And now we can leave. But before we leave, once you step out this door, we get into this random encounter with the Sergeant in Karnak. Now, if you can put you can focus all your attacks on the Sergeant, and he has a little bit more hit points than a normal Sergeant because he's not really a Sergeant. We're just going to take off some of his hit points here, and then defeat all the Karnaks, and then we'll let him go and let him transform. First, we'll use that heal staff. And we don't want to do too much damage to the Sergeant because we want him to change forms just so we can show off this enemy here. This guy, he's not just a Sergeant. Show your true colors. Me, I am the great bounty hunter, Ironclaw. Change form. And he changes. Now, you can have this guy sit around for a little bit. And if you do, he could potentially cast the Death Claw ability, which is a blue magic spell, which basically puts your character down into single-digit hit points. So it's a really good spell to use. But we don't have to worry about it because, hey, we don't have blue mages. So, there are other enemies who use that spell, but you won't get that for a while, so it's good to pick it up there if you can. And the castle blows up, and that takes out the wall to the left as well. And as you can see, here comes the 5 crystal shards that will be coming off screen here pretty soon. But only 3 of them will land at our feet. The other 2 will go off screen. See, on the left and the right there? And those are those 2 jobs, the Archer and the Bard job. The Bard is the one that we need. We won't get that for a little bit, so... Mediator, they like tame monsters. The Geomancer uses the land to attack. And then the other one is the Ninja. They like throw weapons and stuff and can attack with a weapon in each hand. They're ambidextrous like the monks. But... yeah, so now we can head over to the left there, to the ancient library. But first, let's go back to the town, talk with the people, see what they have to say now that the castle's blown up. And all the fire's gone, so we can pick up that one free fire rod. Wow, that was a shock. The castle just suddenly exploded. The castle's gone. Dr. Seuss's machine shattered the crystal? Well, not really. There's the Chancellor. The Queen's on the 2nd floor, but she's wounded, and alas, the castle is gone. Let's go talk with the Queen. See what she has to say. She was the one who was possessed by that evil dark spirit, like how King Tycoon was. Maybe she'll know who that dark spirit is. Darkness, please don't come. Stay away. How could anything have escaped the castle? The Queen keeps having nightmares. The Queen was rescued from the steamship, but she's injured. Well, yeah, she'll be injured there for quite a long time, basically for the rest of the game. So yeah, she took quite a hurting there. The wall blocking passage to the ancient library was destroyed when the castle exploded. This guy gives some new advice on a new enemy. The Dome Chimera lives in the desert to the west. He's dangerous because he has another blue magic spell, Aqua Breath. And that basically hits the entire party for pretty good damage, so that's what makes him so deadly. Now there was 2 fires earlier that blocked our way from here. Now if those fires are gone, because the fire crystal is gone, we can go all the way around this way just to get one treasure, the fire rod. Fire rods will be really good coming up because I'm going to go into the ancient library. And it's going to be like Ghostbusters, the first Ghostbusters. You went to the ancient library. When they're in the library there, they were haunted by ghosts. And ghosts tend to be weak to fire. And also you figure they're ghosts in books, and books burn, because they're made of flammable material. So a lot of enemies in the next place are going to be weak to fire. So those fire rods are going to be really good for boosting our fire 2 spells. The castle's gone. The crystal shroud and darkness covers the wall. What a frightening thought. Queen Karnak was found lying unconscious in the steamship. She's been taken to the 2nd floor of the inn. So you can't use the crystal's power to make weapons and armor anymore. The prices have raised. Well, we got all we need to get there, so... Sid's grandson named Mid lives in the ancient library. He's another prodigy, and he's an inventor also. If you look for Dr. Sid, he went to the steamship. I'm an adventurer from Jakol. The library blocking, the pathway blocking is gone, there. It's gone, it's blocked, so. Crystal's gone, so soon the steamship won't be able to move at all. And like I said, the fire is dying. So nobody here, but we're gonna have to come back here to this pub. Let's go to the steamship to see Dr. Sid. And once we do that, then Sid will like come back to that library. So that guy, he kind of wandered up. Now we got another guy here in the middle there. He sells new items, basically for the new classes that we got. So, like the whip for the mediator, the bell for the geomancer, the kunai knife for the ninja. I think that's how you say it. I don't know. I'm just a rat. I don't know pronunciations. Hey, we get another random battle here with a new enemy here, the Agil. So, not too difficult little plant monsters there. Just don't hit them with poison because they gain hit points from there. So, let's finish these guys off. Yeah, one 5-2 spell takes care of them. Well, pretty much any boosted level 2 spell would take care of them. And Angels with that double grip, dealing as much damage to a single target as basically a 5-2 spell or a level 2 spell would do. So we go to the steamship and we'll see Dr. Sid here. How's it going? Everything is my fault. If only I weren't here. He's gonna be all depressed and leave. Sid, it's tough for him. And he is going to escape back to the pub. So let's go back and talk with him. And maybe learn a little bit more about where we need to go. So we could have went to him first, but whatchamacallit, I figured this guy, I'd come in here first because that they tell us, you know, to go to the steamship and talk with Dr. Sid. So now we just head up here in this room that was empty. We'll now have Dr. Sid in it. Go away, if only I hadn't built those machines. Sid, isn't your fault. Please, just leave me alone. Well, I guess we're gonna have to do what he asks us to do, because he ain't gonna say anything else. So, well, maybe we can find Sid's grandson, Mid, to cheer him up. And we were told that Mid is at the ancient library. We couldn't get the ancient library earlier because the queen built that wall, remember? Because she was tired of the scholars there telling her to shut off the crystal amplifying machine. But now the wall is gone because the castle's gone. So hey, we have free access to the ancient library, and that's where we'll be going in our next episode. Take care, have a good day. Bye!